so you have a doctoral thesis in veterinary medicine from the University of Bern. After your thesis, you specialized in laboratory animal science, and since 2011, you are working as an animal welfare officer for the University of Fribourg in Switzerland. In summer 2023, you assumed the lead of the zebrafish culture of care group, and you are also a member of the SGV board. So I will now turn the presentation over to you, Andrina.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Aude. I think you see my slides, right?
Yes, all good.
Okay, perfect. So as you can see, my talk is about culture of care in zebrafish. So what I'm going to do this afternoon is give you a small introduction of the culture of care in case you should not know what it is, and an introduction of the culture of care working group on zebrafish in Switzerland. So we all know for sure the 3R principle, the main principle in research with animals to reduce the amount of animals used in experiments, to replace the use of living animals, and also to refine experiments, but also husbandry. So this is very basic. A lot of countries even included it in the law, and it's quite experimental centered and animal centered. Now in recent years, a new concept has arisen, which is called the culture of care. So what is the culture of care, also in comparison to the 3R principle? Well, culture of care goes even further than the 3R principle. It's basically a commitment of an institution to improve conditions for experiments, to provide support that this improvement is possible. Animal care and welfare is one of the issues that are tackled, but it's even more. It's not only animals that are cared for, but it's also the staff involved that should be cared for, that should be supported in order to do their job, so that the animal welfare is respected at its best. Culture of care also includes support for scientific quality and for openness and transparency. You may have heard of the STAR agreement in Switzerland, where institutions guarantee or promise to do more for the information of the public about what they do with their animals within research. So culture of care is really a mindset of an institution to do the best possible to create a condition, an atmosphere, we could say, for providing good research and good welfare for the animals. In the Swiss 3R Competence Center, the Culture of Care Working Group has started many years ago, that takes care of promoting this culture of care within institutions in Switzerland. There are members of the 3RCC within that group, but it is also open for any other interested persons like animal technicians and animal welfare officers, veterinarians, everyone who is basically interested in contributing to this culture of care within their institutions. Recently, a Swiss Culture of Care Charter has been established that depicts all these things that are provided for this culture of care, which includes things like actively seeking to refine the way the animals are housed or handled. So it goes beyond the 3R principle, where that is might be a little bit passive to apply what's already there, but it's even more to actively seek to look for a solution, to develop solutions to facilitate the lives of the animals within the facilities. It also includes to contribute to an open dialogue about animal welfare and animal research, to provide high quality care to the animals, and of course, promotion of the 3R principle. Included is the proactive actions to go beyond regulatory requirements, not only tend to the minimal requirements, but go beyond, and including this to strive for excellence in science. So the Culture of Care Working Group is discussing and promoting a lot of things that might be well known now in research, at least in Switzerland and Europe in general, like non-aversive handling of mice, like tickling of rats, promoting playpens for rats to provide more than just the minimal standard cages. They also look for solutions to reduce surplus animals, meaning animals that are bred for research purposes but not used. One of the actions taken also or discussed within the culture of care is the Lab Animal Technician Week, where the animal technicians are in the focus of the attention to provide this care also for the personnel. So you see a lot of things are already implemented for rodents in particular. But what about zebrafish? What do we know about, what do we do about promoting a culture of care? When you go to the NCIS 3R's resource library and look for in vivo techniques, recommendations for refinement or good practice of in vivo techniques, and you look for solutions in mice and rats, there are quite a lot of results. When you look for solutions for zebrafish, you only get 4 hits, including the skin swabbing for DNA sampling that we heard about. So as Will Norton explained, you will find here the video he showed in his talk. But there are only 2 sections or 2 topics that are specifically for zebrafish. And when you talk with colleagues about enrichment or anesthesia, analgesia, how to best apply, you frequently hear, we don't know enough, which is a pity, because you see that fish have been used more and more in research over the recent years. These are data from Switzerland, where you can see an increase in the use of zebrafish, of fish in general, from 1997 until last year. And last year, twice as many fish were used as the year before. I have to say, these are all fish, not only zebrafish, that were used in Switzerland for research, but we have also seen data from the UK today. There is, in general, a steady increase of the use of zebrafish in research. So in the Culture of Care working group, we discussed that in principle, the focus on zebrafish is not sufficiently given. And we also discussed how to improve this situation. So we came up with the solution that there will be a separate Culture of Care working group or enrichment and refinement working group only focusing on zebrafish. This group is very, very, very recent. We have only met once until now. The first meeting was on 11th of September. And we discussed some aims. What do you want to reach with that working group? And the general agreement was that we need an exchange of information of things that are already there, but not yet known by a wide number of people, but also to increase knowledge, to improve the welfare of the fish, also harmonize protocols, standard operating procedures, to have the best possible handling and working with zebrafish. As this Culture of Care working group is so recent, we don't have yet any output, but we have started with an evaluation of the current state. So one survey that is currently ongoing is within the working group until next week, where the prioritization of topics is set. So which topics that are interesting to improve the welfare of the zebrafish are the most desired ones. So currently, the top 3 topics are housing and enrichment, where we also already heard a lot of during the talks today. Another topic is genotyping and marking, and anesthesia, analgesia, and euthanasia. So this is the current state. As soon as we have a definite list, we will set up subgroups who will work on the specific topics. Another survey that is currently ongoing is the one that Chloe already mentioned in her talk. We can profit from the RSPCA survey on enrichment for lab zebrafish to generate Swiss-specific data. This one is open until 30th of November, and Chloe was so kind to adapt it for getting Swiss-specific data, and we are very excited to see the results. This one, as said, is open, so if you're interested in participating, just contact me. So what can we do as a Culture of Care working group to contribute to the culture of care? When you look at the Culture of Care Charter, the potential is there to actively refine the zebrafish. Zebrafish are housed, handled, and cared for. And with this exchange of information already to provide high quality care to the animals, we have the potential to promote the application of 3 Rs and to go beyond regulatory requirements and in the end contribute to excellence in science. So this is the potential that I see from this working group. All interested persons from Swiss institutions are welcome to join. just can contact me. We are working in MS Teams for sharing of information, for chatting, for setting up the subgroups. It is in MS Teams a subgroup of the 3RCC, so we have also some support from that side. As said, the working group has only just begun its work, so I expect that more information is expected in the coming month. Right now, we do not have any further output, I'm sorry. And I would like to thank these people that I have listed here. First of all, thanks to Chloe for the adaptation of the RSPCA survey. And also the people from the 3RCC who encouraged the formation of this working group, for setting up the technical possibilities in MS Teams, and also to Aude and Tori for the organization of this zebrafish refinement webinar.
Thank you very much, Andrina, for your talk. It was really interesting to hear more about the culture of care and how it can be applied to zebrafish as well. Let's see if we have some questions from the audience. So feel free to write directly in the chat, or you can also raise your hand. So we have one first question from Nadine, who is asking how the working group is related to the authorities. Do you plan to advise them on the best enrichment strategies, for example?
So right now we have no link to authorities because we first want to start the work. But yes, it is foreseen that we can give input for the authorities, as you say, for the best enrichment strategies, or also on housing requirements, because right now in Swiss law, we don't have any specific laboratory zebrafish housing regulations. So maybe we can also work on that.
Thank you for your answer. Another question from the audience, if there is a link between the working group and the KTVE, so the veterinary canton office.
Is it the KTVE? I think the person who asked is referring to the Kommission für Tierversuchsethik, so the Commission on the ethics in animal research. Yes. Exactly. So there is no official link right now, besides of me being member of both groups, but it's a good consideration to establish an official link. Yes, why not?